my friends. It is me, Karen Valentine, and I am back for part 2 of this adorable Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. We're doing it with Polychromos pencils on drafting film. I did part 1 for a super fun coloring event, and now we're going to continue to work on it. It'll probably, if it's anything like the other ones, we're probably looking at least 4 total, if not 5. I'm not sure, but we will just keep going. So on the last time I worked on this, I worked on it flat on my table, the way that I used to do coloring pages, and I had gotten in the habit of lifting my work at an angle when I was doing my pastel pieces, mostly because it helps to keep the pastel kind of, if it's going to fall down into the ridge of the easel, but also keep my hand off of it. And I discovered when I was working flat on this piece that it was not as comfortable as working up at an angle. Now, this is colored pencil, so I am not sure if working in colored pencil is going to do the same thing, but I'm going to give it a try. So I'm actually at a bit of an angle with my easel. I love this easel. I got it on Amazon, and it has been fantastic. It turns, instead of a drawing table and replacing all of my equipment in my studio, this is white, just plain old white. Instead of doing that, it lets me just stick this on top of the table, and that way I have my table to use for any other projects that I might have, but I still get to have this. I'm not sure that I like that. What did I do there? I think I was experimenting with, I think that's too dark. Anyway, so I'm at an angle, and we'll see if I wind up switching back to flat or not. I'm not sure. Okay, I think I was experimenting with a little bit of gray there, and I think I got too much down, so just lift that off with the kneaded eraser and keep on going. So the white here is quite, dense and thick, and there's not a lot of pencil strokes being shown here. So I am still going in the direction of the fur, but I'm not right now so concerned about getting those flicky motions. I just kind of want to get some white filled in here. Now, as I did say in the video before, if you don't have to add the white, you can let, I just show you really quick in case you didn't see the last video. I have tan paper behind this so that I can see the white, but you could also put white paper behind it and let the white paper behind your piece be the white. And normally that's what I've done in the past, but this time I decided that I wanted to add the white so that it shows up on that drafting film and not just negative space. So that's that. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep filling in some of this. Now, I think that the slice tool will be what I use to get the whiskers showing up more here. So I do tend to switch back and forth a lot with the paper that's behind, because when I go to use that slice tool, I want white behind it so that I can see what I'm doing with that slice tool. I think I tried to add some of the white color on the back to see if I could get it a little bit brighter. And that did seem to work pretty well as far as that goes. Just remember that anything that you put on the back side will show through on the front side when you slice that color away. I can't seem to, come on. Alrighty, so slice tool is right here. So, excuse me, let's see if I got enough pigment down here. I may not have. I tend to be a little bit, yeah, I didn't. I tend to be a little bit cautious in the darks at first, just because it's, you know, those dark colors, getting those down there can be kind of scary, and you're like, oh, I don't want to go too dark, but then I always wind up not having gone dark enough. So one of these days I will learn and get it right the first time. All right, let's try that. Yeah. Okay, so I looked up at my screen on the camera, and I noticed that that there was this flickering. The lights were flickering, which I thought would be really distracting and annoying. So I kind of looked in to see what was going on there as to why it was doing that, and it looks like, and you can't, it looks like one of my lights was causing it, and it's actually the light that I use all the time, which was really weird. It doesn't look like it's flickering when I just look at it, but when it was hovering over the page, I could see the flickering of the light. So I've gotten rid of that light because I know that that could be extremely distracting. Okay, I'm going to use the yeah, I don't think I have enough. I don't have enough dark down here. Although maybe I want to try some. I might try something. Let's try this. I'm going to use the dull side, and I'm going to go ahead and still put the strokes in. They show up a little bit. And then I'm going to come in and put some dark in after and see what that does. Because typically, if you push down hard enough on the drafting film, it really causes an indentation in the paper. And so when you go to put another color on top, it will often not fill in where you scratched and still remain light. But I am, now that I'm looking at the reference photo, I'm still wondering if maybe I need to get it to be a little bit lighter. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, so bear with me while I figure it out. It's not bad. I think it just needs to be heavier. That's better. I'm actually gonna move. No, maybe I won't. I turned my fan off above my head so that it wasn't making noise and causing a rattle. So I'm just trying to get comfortable, I guess. It's a little humid today. We had rain yesterday, so. All right, I want to add a little bit of some grays and some of this Bistre over the white, just to make it not be completely solid white. And the nice thing is I have a layer of white down already, so the gray doesn't make as harsh a mark on top of where I have the white as it would if I did straight onto the drafting film. Okay, so now the question is, do I work on the ear or do I work completely on the face and then do the ears? I'm not sure what I want to do. Part of me wants to kind of get that face finished. Just break up some of these scratchy marks here. I'm not sure I like how that turned out, but I think if I get the black, I just want to do a quick measure. Again, there's always this weird optical illusion for me that makes the drawing look so much bigger than the reference photo, but when I check it with my ruler, it's just spot on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the mouth part just because. We might try a Tombow eraser instead of the scratch tool. Although the Tombow eraser definitely makes thicker lines, so maybe not. So it does turn into another. Maybe we'll switch to walnut brown a little bit here. I'm trying to find that happy medium with my glasses so that I can see. It's frustrating. I want to take them off, but then I'm not close enough to it to take them off really. See, it already looks more like I'm already happier now that we've got this in here because it starts to actually have a face, which I like better. All right, now I have to try and figure out how I want to do this. It's just, I am going to use the bigger end maybe. I don't like what I did here. There's something about it that doesn't look real. It doesn't look right. And I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm not sure if I need to add, I don't know, I'm gonna just add some black in here. It seems like maybe that's the problem, is that there's there's not enough contrast of dark and the light. So I'm kind of putting it in like little V shapes. Maybe come in a little bit darker in here too. And it looks like maybe that black needs to come out here a little bit too. I think that's a little bit better. I think adding a little bit more of this gray in here too is better. This is the Warm Gray 3. Okay. I think that's better, and I think it'll look better too once I get the other side of the face done. But maybe we'll just work over here. Let's see, I don't want to go too far underneath, or else I'll, no, I guess I won't. Sorry, yes, I am talking to myself, sort of. Okay, so Bistre, get my paper towel to keep the paper as clean as I possibly can. And I have to remember, you can get carried away if you're not concentrating, and all of a sudden you're not going in the direction of the fur. I do that all the time. So you really want to keep your eyes on that reference photo. Oh, I'm really struggling with my glasses right now because this paper is right at a distance where I'm struggling with the different levels of my, progressive lens, and it's like, ugh. I can't find that happy place where I can see well. Let's see. I'm going to try pushing you in a little bit. That's going to get you closer, which I think you'll like. And it's going to let me get a little bit closer too. So maybe that'll be a good thing to do. I'm also going to scoot this over a little bit. All right. Okay. Sorry. Let's try that. Okay, so the colors, excuse me, the colors that I'm using are Bistre, Burnt Sienna, and Walnut Brown. And I think, and maybe some white, I think those will do it for the ear. So let's add a little bit of walnut brown. Let's see, the eyebrow. Needs this dark color in here to differentiate it a little bit. Let's put some more of this Bistre down here first. Now's going to be the hard part, is doing the I think doing all that ear hair, I think, is going to be a little difficult. Okay, just a little bit more dark. I may not have lightened that eyebrow quite enough, so I'm thinking I'm going to use my mono eraser. Make sure it's clean. You don't want to transfer color. I'm just going to lighten up that eyebrow a little bit. I think that's better. And here too, we didn't quite get it light enough with the slice tool, so we've just pulled some of that color out. That's better. All right, so I think I'll start with the lightest. Maybe I will follow this first. Now I've got my pencil back quite far on the shaft of the pencil, and that helps to keep the pressure light. Now, I'm not going to, I'm going to try and get close, but I'm not going to make myself crazy with trying to get all of the strokes of the hair accurate, because that's just not what I like to do. So we're just going to do our best. All right, now the question is, I want to make sure I stay in frame for you guys, but I think I want to work my way down. So I'm going to just, oh, that is not what I wanted to do. How far down? Just out of frame there. We'll try that. Oh, but now I can't. Okay, we'll work around it. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. I have the camera pretty much right in front of my face. So. I haven't figured out a better system for myself for the camera. This rigging seems to work pretty well for the most part, so. I think what I want to do is get the basic outline on here and then do some erasing on the back side. All right, so just to kind of block in some stuff, I know that this was this darker bit of hair here, so I'm gonna get that in. And then I'm gonna erase that pencil because it's just kind of bugging me. All right, so this bit right here, and then this all gets very dark. And this is the beginning of the white fur. Okay. All right. Well, this isn't this isn't working for me because I just cannot see what I'm doing with that camera there. So I think what I might try instead is lifting the paper up instead of moving the camera. So we'll keep going from here. I want to get that in before I erase. So this had a bit more white. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I'm going to throw it in here. It's not really making a difference. It's not lightening what I have, but maybe it will, I don't know, maybe it'll help. Okay, so we want to do a little bit of dark in here, and I think we'll remove that with the slice tool. I'll get a little bit of dark in here. Now I really want to play with the slice tool right here and see what it's going to do for me for the fluffy, feathery look. So I want to make sure I have plenty of pigment there. And do the slice tool. I'm kind of not going to use super straight lines. I'm going to I'm going to wiggle it a little bit. Let's do some straight ones going across here. And excuse me, goodness. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be hard. I can do it though. Slow and steady. All right, let me get those pencils back in my hand here. Okay, so all of this was a little bit darker. I don't think I've ever done an ear like this before. So it's a little scary. Okay, this bit. But I kind of like being able to just sort of block it in and then make it darker as needed. Like we may have to come in and darken shadows afterwards. We just have to get the shapes in here correctly, or sort of correctly. I want, I want it to look like curly hair. I'm just kind of switching back and forth between those 3 or 4 pencils. Not probably really going to use the white much. I'm wondering if there's a color besides Bistre that might be a little bit lighter. I don't think there is. I think I might break out the ivory. Let's try some ivory. Maybe I should have done that here. I might use ivory in this really light area before I put the Bistre down to help lighten that up a little bit. That might be the answer. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just... I feel like I should be, you know, a good instructional teacher and knowing exactly what I'm doing, and I really don't. So it is the beginning of allergy season for me here, and I think that's what's going on. I think something's just tickling me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Put some cream down here because that's going to be lighter. And then mix the Bistre in on top. And I might try and concentrate just right here to start with. I do tend to like to work in sections to make sure that I kind of know what I'm doing, sort of, I guess. I don't want to lay down, I want to be able to adjust if I need to later on as I get further down. So, like I said, I'm not going to try and make this exact, but what I am going to do is take my cues from the drawing, knowing that I need to add darker colors in amongst these to give it depth. I have a long way to go yet. Okay, this all needs to get darker in here. And once we get enough pigment down, then we can start pulling it out, and it'll really be cool, I think, when it's... Gotta remember to use those curves. Those curvy lines are what is going to make it look like wavy fur, and I'm not doing enough of that yet, I think. I'm not sure if this is the color that I want either. Up here, it looks way too straight. Get some. We might be able to fix that when we make squiggly lines with the slice tool, I think. We did that on the cat. That seemed to work pretty well, so. I'm just kind of building up some pigment now so that there's a place for that. So, yeah, so there's enough for the slice tool to pull off. You know what I mean. Trying to talk and concentrate does not work well for me. I need to just shut up and do it. So I said I was going to erase those lines from underneath, but it doesn't seem like I really need to anymore, so I'm not going to worry about it. I am, however, going to use my Tombow, I think, to lighten this in here a little bit. That's a little bit too red, but it'll be okay. So, what else I got besides burnt sienna that is I'm looking at my color chart. What have I got pulled out so far? Walnut brown. That's about it, right? What else did I use? Burnt umber. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but we'll try it. Let's just see what it looks like on here. Yeah, that works. We used that earlier, I think, for a little bit, so. On the last video, I think we used it. Okay, so the hair, it's pretty dark all in here. That's this bit right here. That's pretty dark. Maybe even some black. Curious if I might work better with the slice tool. this is supposed to go over. Cream might not have been the best choice. It's quite yellow, isn't it? Okay. I think it's a little bit too yellow. No, this is our other reference photo. No, this one. And it's still quite a bit more yellow than I want it to be, so hopefully I can fix that. Just pull some of that off. And so sometimes you don't have the exact colors that you need. You know what, while I'm doing that, I'm gonna wiggle. Sometimes you don't have the exact colors that you need, and you just have to figure it out and make the best choice possible. At least when it comes to the drafting film, because you can't really blend drafting film like you can blend on paper. Okay, it's better, so I'm gonna let it go. Now I'm gonna just see. I think I'll use the sharp, skinny end to start with. I may not have enough pigment down. You really have to have the color down for there to be something to pull off. Get off there. Let's try the other end. Better. You got to kind of turn it until you find that sweet spot on the blade where it does what you want it to do. That's much better. See, it was just finding that sweet spot. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's so the mono eraser is nice because it gives you that slightly bigger, lightened, so it's kind of like clumps of hair instead of single strands of hair. All right, I'm going to keep going for a little bit, although I'm looking at this right here and I'm thinking, let's get some more dark in here. It's better, I like it. Just a little bit lighter. Okay. I'm going to keep going with a lift this up a little bit so that's what I should have done earlier instead of moving the camera. Cool. All right. So we have, look, I smudged it already. That's what happens. Unfortunately, on the drafting film, it does smudge pretty easily. So once you get your piece done, you want to get it either out of the, out of the way, hung somewhere. I think I said in the last video, I actually use clipboards to hang mine around the top of my studio, which is fine because you can dust those off with a duster if you need to. They don't smudge that badly. You just don't want to be rubbing your hand all over it because the paper is so, the surface is so smooth that you can smudge it if you're not careful with your hands. Okay, I'm debating on colors here. The Bistre seemed to be a pretty decent base color, so I think we'll stick with that. And I think I do want to, when I put my colors in, wiggle it all down. We can just keep building the color, but if we wiggle it, that's definitely better. All right. Hang on, let me get fixed here. Let's fix this. Okay, sorry. All right, so I think to start, this. Now this bit is actually not quite as wiggly. It's darker, so let's do the, this is the burnt umber. Walnut brown. Let's see, I want to make sure that I'm not going too far over. This is all going to get quite dark. Yeah, I think we'll just, I think this is it right here. Okay, go back to that burnt umber because it is a little bit reddish right there. We have a lot of layers to go for this to get it as dark as we need it. If you guys are interested in continuing to learn how to use drafting film, and you don't already know about her, you really, really should check out Bonnie Snowden. She has she has a YouTube channel, and she has Patreon page. I don't know what to call Patreon. I'm always, is it a Patreon channel? I don't know. I should probably figure that out. I joined her Patreon, and that is where I first discovered the drafting film. And she has many tutorials on her Patreon with drafting film, and she is a pro. That woman can use drafting film like nobody's business. And I learned a lot from her. So you could go check her out too, because that would be well worth your time and money. She's a really great teacher. All right, well, we're getting there. It's a little more difficult for me to imagine because all this needs to be really dark, but I'm afraid to I don't know what to do. Nope, just do it. I want to get this dark. So this is black. You know what? I might try dark sepia instead of black. If I can find it. $103. Maybe I have it pulled out already. I do. Okay, we're going to use dark sepia instead of black. I can always darken with black on the back side to make it darker if I decide that I want to do that later. Being such a chicken. I'm like, I don't want to put down too much dark color. This part here, it could be a challenge. But I could probably pull it off with the mono eraser. Now that I'm thinking about it. Actually is all darker because we want it to be gray anyway. We don't really want it to be white, so the mono eraser will pull it back to gray. All right, I just want to kind of want to confirm this pretty much. I think that will okay. Just do it. All right, so even though this is all pretty solid and blended. You don't really see any brush strokes. What I don't want you to see is circles. So I am going to still use what I am envisioning the hair would be doing. I'd rather there be lines there than circles. So I'll use the mono eraser to pull the white hair in front of this darkness. I'm going to put some burnt sienna in here as well. And then I think I'm going to use some black as well too. This we might blend with some gray. A little bit more black up in here. This is I went too far. Actually, let's put a little of that in here. I might just take a little bit of that out. Okay, more black. Maybe some Caput Mortem. Do I want violet or red? regular. I actually think I want violet, Caput Mortem violet. Yeah. And maybe a bit darker gray, something darker than 3. But warm gray 5, maybe. Warm gray 5. Yeah, that's good. Okay, my instinct, my urge is to blend that, and my experience from doing the cat tells me not to do that, because when we did that last time, we blended it all out with the blending with the Caran d'Ache full blender, and while it did blend okay, it prevented me from doing any kind of distress color removal on top, you know, like using this tool or the scratch. It just didn't take after I blended it all with that blender, so I'm not going to do that. I can try adding a little bit. I just want it a little bit smoother. So now I am using circles because I think I have enough pigment down to where the circle strokes won't be so pronounced. There we go. Let's do a little bit of maybe some gray. This is the 5, warm gray 5. Okay, I'm going to keep going here now. I put down my pencil. What pencil do I want? Not that. Burnt sienna. So let's do a little bit of burnt sienna. I want to do try burnt umber. should probably check the time. Sometimes I get like absorbed. I could sit here all day and just get up every once in a while for a bathroom break. Yeah, so I better check the time. See where we're at. So we don't have a 3-hour video on this one. She says as she keeps going. Okay, let me do that. I'm going to check the time, and I'll be back in a flash. Okay, I think we're okay for a little while longer. So just keep going. So we still need quite a lot more color in here. So I went back to the Bistre. Dark in here. This is the walnut brown. But maybe not. Maybe I want to use burnt umber. It's a little warmer than the walnut brown is. And really, I could probably add this after, and I might still add it after, but I noticed it, so I thought, well, let's put some in right now. I'm going to want to do this. Maybe now's the time to remove those pencil strokes on the back side, because I don't really want to see those. Yeah, they're all right. They can stay for now. Keep the squiggly lines going. That, I think, really is helping in the look. We still have a ways to go. It's starting to look pretty good. But I think that getting those darks dark enough is going to really help. I want some more, maybe dark sepia. burnt umber. This needs to be quite a bit darker. And still even darker. I kind of, if I squint my eyes, you know, to compare the two, it's not nearly dark enough. I really wish that I could find something that would tone down the yellowy. I don't dislike it. I still like it, but I'm wondering if there's anything that I could, like, what if I were to put like warm gray 2 on that? What would happen? Would it have any effect whatsoever, or would it just not even work at all? I don't know. Oh, I think we have a winner there. Okay, that just toned down that yellow just enough. It's still light. Oh, yay. I'm really happy with that. I don't know if it shows up as much on the camera, because it's, when I peek up, it still looks quite yellow, but in person, it really toned that down a bit. So I'm really happy with that. Okay, let's go down. Let's keep going. We need to get some more dark tones down low here. This is burnt umber. Okay, I'm really anxious to start playing with the eraser and the slice tool. So I think we'll give it a go. Alrighty. Let's start with something big. Let's go here. Don't forget to wiggle that. Make it so it's not perfectly straight. A few down here. Okay, I'm just going to go to the slice tool. Find that sweet spot. There we go. Make sure you wiggle that. I think wiggling the pencil helped a lot because we don't have to get as much of that. We don't have to worry about it as much with the slice tool then because the texture's kind of already there. I want to, okay. I feel really good about that. I want to put a little bit more color in here and then slice out right here. A bit. Okay, so find that. There we go. Slide that out. I'm also wondering if we could just go ahead and put some of these whiskers. I like that. When the time comes, when we get there, I got all these pencils down here on the table, and it's hard for me to, okay, so when that time comes, we'll be able to get that fluffy curly fur in with our mono eraser. Am I happy with this? I think just a little bit more dark in here. And okay. Did I do that right? If that's that, yeah, all of this is going to be gray. So this is going to all come up here and be gray. And we'll work that after we work up there, so that's good. I'm going to zoom out. I'm not sure if it's going to change color much or not, but yeah, there we go. Okay. Do I have enough dark in here? Do I want to add any dark gray to tone stuff down? This is the warm gray 5. I probably shouldn't have done the whiskers until the end, but I got too excited. So I like seeing the progression. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of black, just a touch right there. And let's go back to the, nope, not walnut brown, burnt umber. Just put a little bit more in here. It's kind of cool because you really can, if you use a light touch, glaze this color in on top. And your scratchy lines that you put in with the slice tool still show up, which I like very much. Okay, I think I want just a few loosey-gooseys. And then I think we'll stop for this video. Gotta make sure you keep cleaning off that eraser, or you just wind up putting that color right back on top of what you did, and that's no good. Anywhere else? This feels really good. I'm really happy with this. It's always fun when you achieve what you were hoping to achieve. All right, guys. I think that ear is done. I think on the next video, we might work the top of the head. I'm debating on whether to do the ear right away, because sometimes, you want to, sometimes you want to keep going with, your momentum, or else you forget what you did, because I want that ear to look the same as that ear. So I might do that. We might work this and then the ear, and then we'll work into the rest of the body. So there we go. That is the end for today. And I'm liking the way it's turning out so far. I'm quite happy. So until I see you guys again for the next video, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Happy arting, happy coloring. Love ya. Bye.